Yesterday, I was scrolling through Reddit, like one does, and I came across this post, which reminded me that it is again that time of the year when unit selection, timetabling, and confusion are the only three things in the air. So, if you're starting at USyd and thinking, what the heck is an OLE? Why is the handbook so complicated? What are these tables A, B, C, D? How do I choose my major? And why is this also confusing? Don't worry, because I got you. I was in your same position last year, and after a year of stress and trial and error, your brother has finally figured it all out. So let's get straight into it. This video, we'll be covering three main things. How do you read a handbook? Because once you figure it out, it's actually kind of easy. How to choose your major and minor properly, and how to plan it all using a simple Excel sheet. The other topic, advanced units, OLEs, Dalyell, I will cover it in a different video because otherwise this video would have been too crammed up. So, while enrolling, you first add all your personal information. That is the basic and essential stuff. And after that, you move to the first thing, that is major selection. Now, this is where most people get lost, and this is where the handbook comes in. So, to help you out, I'm gonna open an incognito window so we're completely starting from scratch and you don't think that this video is rigged. And I'm gonna search USyd Handbook 2026. This handbook is basically like the rule book for your whole degree, and everything that you need to graduate is sort of written in this thing. Now, choose the handbook for your degree. For context, I am a Bachelor of Science student and I'm majoring in physiology and data science. But when I started my degree, I was doing Bachelor of Science Medical Science, which is a separate stream, and my second major was still data science. So I made this change after my first year, and you can be assured that I've had my ways around the USyd system and the handbook for a while now. Coming back to this, let's say I'm doing an undergrad degree under business, and I'll go to the coursework and choose something like the Bachelor of Commerce. There are a lot of different streams here. Let's ignore Dalyell for now, we'll deal with it later, and choose the normal stream. Also, if you're worried, this video is applicable for all different degrees mostly and courses. As you can see that I am a Bachelor of Science student who is gonna tell you how a Bachelor of Commerce works. So it's very basic, it's all just applicable in general, so don't worry about it. Now, when I open this, the first thing I see are these requirements, and inside the degree requirements, the first pointer is degree code. The degree code is basically certain units which are compulsory, and every student who's doing that particular degree will have to do these for like 4 or 5, whatever the requirement is for your degree. For Bachelor of Science, there are 24 credit points from the degree code, which means 4 compulsory units because it's 6 credit points into 4. You can choose when to do them, but they're usually like first or second year units and often prerequisites, so it's better to just get them done with early. Once your degree code is done, the major starts making more sense. So then you go to table A, and always go to table A from the handbook, because table A is gonna look different for every single degree. What are these tables first though? So tables are essentially just lists, nothing else. I don't know why USyd named them like that, but it has stuck for 175 years and it's gonna stick around for a while. So when I go to table A, there's a list of majors, and it is compulsory, whatever you're doing, that you do at least one major from table A. The way majors and minors works is that you can either choose to do 2 majors or you can do 1 major and 1 minor. And both of these majors or major and minor can be either from the same list or table A as we call it, or it could be from one from table A and the other from another list called table S, which I'll get into a bit later. But yeah, that is the core of it. So if you're doing 2 majors, your degree is going to be a little more structured, because they're going to be 48 credit points each for the major. So then you can do only like a few electives, but if you're doing a major and a minor, you can do a lot more electives. So there's no really right or wrong option or like a good or bad. It's completely up to you on how you want to structure your degree. Now I'm gonna go through the list of majors, and the way I chose my major is you go through the list and then you choose the few which you find interesting, or you can decide to do all of them. It's up to you. Accounting sounds interesting. Let's go through it. When I click on accounting, there are two things that I need key when you're looking at it. One is the prerequisites, and second is a unit of study table. So if you're okay with the prerequisites, all good, go to the units of study table. Now this is what's important. This table shows which units are compulsory, which are optional, and how many do you need to do to be qualified to have said that okay, you've achieved this major by the end of your degree. For accounting, you'll see like it says here, there are 2,000 level core units and then blah blah blah. So the way it works is just look at the number of credit points it's saying. All these units are 6 credit points usually. You can figure out how many units you need to do. See if it's like, so for like this one, so the core it says 2 units, and then in the options there are only 2 units, so both of them are compulsory. For 3,000 selective units, you need to do 12 credit points, but you actually have like a lot of options there. So you can choose just 2 out of all of those options. So that's kind of how it works. You look at the points and then you figure out how many you need to do, how many are available, and you can understand if it's all of them are compulsory or if you have an option there. Now, what I recommend is that once you've seen the units of study table, now this time I want you to go through actually each of the unit, because it's going to help you decide if you really want to do the major or not. How do you figure out how the units are? The way you do is don't just add to any student yet. Go to each unit, read the unit description, and then the current unit outline. Ignore the future outlines because they're not available yet, but they are. Those are the ones that are going to be relevant for me. I know, but they're going to be released in Feb, and I don't want you to go get into a unit without having any idea of what that unit is going to be. So you go to the present unit, because honestly it's like they change a few things according to the feedback that they get, but mostly it just stays the same, so you can get a basic idea of what the unit is going to be like. So when you go to the unit outline, the two things that are key to pay attention to are what kind of assessments the unit has and what topics are taught from each week in the weekly coursework. Doing this properly for all the units will help you figure out if you're actually liking the topics that they're teaching, if you're liking the assignments that they're gonna have, and that way you can figure out the right major for you. Now that you've chosen a major from table A, you can either choose another major from the same table or a minor from the same table, or you can do it from table S. Once you've chosen your major and your minor, try the Excel method if you're up for it. Well, it's your life. I can only suggest, but yeah, it's a good way to understand how your degree is gonna look like. Now that you know your degree core, your major and your second major or minor, you're gonna open a blank Excel sheet, split it by the 3 years, and then within each year, split it by semester. First, you add your degree core units. Just note, so for every unit, when you open the details, it's gonna show which semester it is available in. So you add the degree core units, and then you add your major units and then your minor units. Once you've got your degree laid out, you can color code it. So like I like to color code it because I like colors and it's also easier to understand. And once you've color coded it, you can see what your degree is going to be looking like. And honestly, I find that to be really exciting because then I know exactly what I'm going to be studying. But don't worry, this is not all finalized. If you're not sure, it's okay. You just need to be sure about the 4 units that you want to do in your first semester. Although you do need to add your units for the whole year, you can still change them before the second semester starts and even a little bit after it starts. So it's okay. I know it can be a little overwhelming, but for now, just focus on the first 4 subjects that you're going to be studying about. having it laid out does help with having like a big picture plan, and then you can always change it as and when you learn more. At this point, you should be able to understand how the handbook works, I hope, and then how to choose a major and minor. In the next video, I'll cover what an advanced and a normal unit is, what are OLEs, electives, Dalyells, and how to just finalize everything in Sydney Student. I hope this helped you. And if you're still unsure, USyd Student Center is actually quite helpful with course specific problems. So don't worry, you can always seek help. You can seek help from there. Or if you have any doubts, you can post them on the comments and I'll do my best to make sure I help you as best as I can. Sorry, that's the same thing, but yeah, I'll try to help you as much as I can. Don't worry, you're not behind, you've not messed anything up, you're not late to do anything, and even if you've chosen your units, you're still okay, because you can still change them again and again till like the semester starts, and even after that a little bit. So it's okay. Like, I changed my units when I was doing it for the first time like 5 to 6 times at least, and I got the mail every time like these are my units. So it's okay, you're gonna figure it out. I'll see you in the next one. I hope this helped. Okay, thank you, bye.